Ahoj, tady Gladiátor, vítejte ve hře Hogwarts Legacy. Budeme pokračovat v dalším dobrodružství Davida Copperfielda. Tak, vezmeme nějaký vedlejšáky a nějaký hlavní, aby to musíme se nějakých úkolů zbavit. Takže první jdem prostě za tímhle Sebastianem a pokecáme s ním.
What were you and Ominous speaking about?
He's being ridiculous. Apparently, Salazar Slytherin had a secret scriptorium here in Hogwarts. Ominous swears it was used for the dark arts, so he wants nothing to do with it. I reminded him that Anne needs a cure. This scriptorium could hold the answers we need.
Takže cože, říkám, připomněl jsem mu, že Annie potřebuje lék. Tohle skriptorium by mohlo obsahovat odpovědi, které potřebujeme. Jo, vlastně. My hledáme, zkusíme najít ten lék, no. Temná umění jsou nebezpečná, jsem zvědavý na temnou magii.
The dark arts do pique my interest.
There's more to dark magic than people realize. The Gaunts know this better than most. Perhaps I've spoken out of turn. Ominous's family history is personal to him.
Možná jsem mluvil z cesty o Minisova rodina historie je pro něj osobní. Můžeš mi to říct? Nemusíš mi to říkat.
I'd like to know more about it if you wouldn't mind telling me. I won't repeat it.
Very well. But do keep this between us. Ominous learned dark magic from his parents. Are you familiar with the Cruciatus curse?
Když si tady přijdu a nejsem, to je blbě prostě přeložený, to že to mám. Verze 09. Přijdu, nejsem. Znáš kletbu? Ne.
What does the Cruciatus curse do?
It's known as the torture curse, Crucio. It inflicts intense, excruciating pain on the victim. Apparently, his parents and older siblings had no qualms about casting it on muggles for sport. Ominous described the sound of the victim's cries as horrific, so the first time he was asked to cast it himself as a child, he couldn't bring himself to do it. As punishment, his family cast it on him. The anguish was so bad that when asked to cast it again, he relented. I have repeatedly assured Ominous that he did what he had to, but he still hasn't forgiven himself.
Opakovaně jsem Ominise ujišťoval, že udělal, co musel, ale on se stále neodpustil.
How horrible. Poor Ominous. He was only a child. He shouldn't blame himself.
After that incident, the rift between Ominous and his family only grew. That is until I came along. Every moment he isn't at Hogwarts, he's with us in Feldcroft. Ominous trusts me. And more often than not, he winds up listening to me. I'll remind him of that when I follow up about the scriptorium. Watch for my owl. I'll have news soon enough. I'll make Ominous understand. He'll change his mind.
Tak, to bychom měli. Doufám, že mi to bude dneska dobře natáčet, protože já jsem něco natočil. Ale tam problém se zvukem. Tak jo. Tak jdem na to, já se omlouvám, musel jsem si tady něco uklidit na stůl. Tak. Takže to bychom měli. Co teď? Úkoly potřebuji. Úkoly. Tohleto uděláme, až to budeme mít. Ty klíče chytám postupně. Tady bychom si mohli prokecat, tady přítel ve skutku. Sirona, majitelka 3 košťat v prasinkách, mi poslala svou žádostí, abych s ní co nejdříve setkal. Měl bych zajistit, co potřebuje. Muž, který se skrývá za měsíci. Jo. To mám, no, nachytat to, tak ještě nevím, jak se to dělá. Použij v Londonu mapu a vydej se. No, tak to vůbec neumím v tom hledat. Použij mapu. Plovoucími svíčkami k nalezení pokladu, no to bych rád. Vyvolávají. Jo, s plovoucími svíčkami k nalezení. Jo, vyvolávací dvůr zápas 1. No, takže bychom mohli udělat eventuálně... Ne. Tyhle, které si pak nakopím, až budeme mít víc peněz a pak to dodělám. Třeba tenhle úkol teďka. Jdem do té hospody u 3 košťat. Takže dáme mapu. Ne. Persinky. Tak se tam přemístíme a uvidíme.
What are you up to now?
Klonu, jasně.
Revelio. Revelio.
No, já tam nechcem. Chcem prostě promluvit do té hospody. No.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented blue powder.
No asi Halloween, tady předtím nebyly ty dýně, no. Hustý.
Glad you came.
Revelio.
I'm sure you had your reasons, but breaking into Alfred Lawley's home wasn't the brightest idea.
Jo, tady má se rovnou 2 úkoly. Tady level je. Co je tohle? Oříšky? Chlastání, jo. Tak se kouknu na tu šálu ještě. Vybavení tady šály. Ne. Jo. Tak si dáme rovnou tuhle, no, na tuhle se jdeme, si máme vylepšen, to jsem dělal jen tak na oko, bych. Tak si tuhle. To vypadá hustě, no. Si můžeme nechat. To je změnit vzhled. Ne. Tak si jen pokecat tady.
To go into the forest.
Se Sironou.
Hello, Sirona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat, and I'll refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be, whatever your plans.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stay with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
By mi byly tady dopisy, jo.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot my love.
Severně od Persinek, já to myslím. Cože? Domluv si s Dorothy zpětou v Horním Hogsmeadu. No, to je... No dobře, tak tam dáme.
Revelio.
To je třetí úroveň, ty zámku.
Accio. Revelio. Accio.
Ale ne, já jsem chtěl.
Revelio.
You can stop a thief in there.
Tady nejde lítat, já se stoupnu.
Revelio.
Tyhle ty zámky taky ještě neumím, tyhle ty zvukama.
Revelio.
Ty vole. Můžem použít koště? Ne. Teď můžem použít koště? Jo. Musíme tady prostříhat tyhle ty.
They come after me. I'll stick 'em like a knocktail.
Úkol pásní balónek. Úkol splněn, jo? Tak to máme v pohodě.
Abandoned long ago, no doubt.
Tady přistanem. A jdem.
Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
Welcome to Upper Hogsfield.
Hlavní
Charming
Hogsfield.
hamlet. Don't tell the residents of Lower Hogsfield I said that.
Pozor, blátoplazy, varování, pozorování. Nevím, duk boga, buď opatrný. No jdem si pokecat tady s tou paní.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect hawk lumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some hawk lumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Pokud by ti nevadilo nazbírat pro mě nějaké lumps, co to je, ty vole, já ti vynaradím tvůj čas. Věřte tomu nebo ne, ale něco sebou mám. Určitě se vám pokusím nějaké najít.
I can certainly try and find some for you.
That would be wonderful. I'm worried about the travelling vendors and would love to get them more Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting hawk lumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather hawk lumps and collect the box of letters there.
Jeskyně je v kopcích, jo, západně od naší vesnice. Můžeš tam nazbírat klumpy a vyzvednou se Jánku na dopisy. Tyhle, to bude jeskyně dost plná pavouků, už to vidím. Jaká byla Sirona, když byla v mém věku, co bylo v krabici na dopisy?
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Oh, goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Takže něco jako Hermione. Talentovaná skupina, její kamarádka Mirabelle byla genius. Na závěr všechno se naučila od svých moodlovských rodičů, jestli se tomu dá věřit.
Thank you, Mrs. Brottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those hawk lumps. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it. Bardolph Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Excuse me, did you say something about Bardolph Beaumont?
Oh, hello again. How nice to see you. And yes, I did. I was just worrying about Claire Beaumont's brother Bardolph. Only he's gone missing. Rumour is he was seen in the forest practicing dark magic. Saw him myself near some ruins with Rookwood's lot I did. I fear he got himself into trouble with the Ashwinders, especially if he made them a promise he couldn't keep. I'd help search for him myself, but no one will risk encountering Ranrock's loyalists. They seem to be everywhere.
Takže ještě, proč by se Bardolph zapletl s Rookwoodem?
Why would Bardolph want to get involved with the Ashwinders?
Oh, he had a terrible run-in with Ranrock's loyalists. Changed him. He vowed never to feel powerless again. I think he sought the Ashwinders out to learn their secrets. Victor Rookwood, at least, seems somehow immune to Ranrock's loyalists.
Do you think Bardolph may have simply run off?
No. Bardolph's run that shop with Claire his entire life. He'd not give it up for anything. He swore he'd be back in a fortnight. My instincts are that he's been held captive, or worse.
I can certainly look out for him.
Any help would be appreciated. You might speak to Claire first. Perhaps she has some insights that I don't. I can tell you that Bardolph was last seen in the forest wearing a particular woolen jumper, one that Claire knitted herself. Claire will be at her shop if you'd like to speak with her.
Tak teď zjistit, co se stalo. Ne. Já jsem chtěl neříct do té jeskyně, jsem se neměl ptát. Teď si dáme tady úkoly. Kde to je? Najdi vstup do jeskyně, no tam se vydám a jdem tam.
Revelio! Revelio. Revelio.
Velce popelce. Mají taky nějaký přeložení asi.
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
Teď to asi nebude senda v té jeskyni, no
You've
a
had too
jdem to
much
zkusit.
fire whiskey if you think you can outdo my take. Could hardly carry the sacks on that last raid.
Pár pytláků tady dole, no.
It's been
Budeme
ages
taky
since I've found anything worth poaching near Cragcroft.
stoupit. Snad to tam nebude těžký, jo. Takže musíme najít ty dopisy a vyzvednout sánku na dopisy.
Better have a look around. See about the hawk clumps and the box of letters.
No,
Incendio.
tohle budeme muset nějak spálit, počkej.
That's all the hawk clumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased.
Tak, co tady máme? Taky rybičky a... Můžeme potápět. No asi ne. Jako můžeme, ale... Nevím jak teď, no. Hustý, tady to vypadá hustě. Jak to přeskočíme? Asi tak? Jo. Tam bude dole nějaký, určitě nějaký boss, vole. To vidět. Pouzo. Víš, to nejsou truhly nebo něco takového tady. Ne, tam nejdem.
Revelio.
Tak se nás tady čeká nemine, vole. Velký myšec.
Revelio.
No to měli potichu nějak, kužně. To slyším, pavouci. No pojďte.
Revelio.
Tady nahoru budu myslet asi.
Revelio.
Takže. No, tudy přeskočí na dolů, to jsem ale už tudy přišel, ne? Musíme dostat tamhle někam. Jo. Takže jdeme špatně, musíme se vrátit. A co třeba tudy nahoru, jo. By to mohlo jít poběžet.
Revelio.
Jo, to jsou ty netopíři tady to, ale jen jo, ale se dostaneme dál. No, to jsme si pomohli, vole.
Revelio. Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether. Sepulso! Accio!
Do piči, takhle to bude se bojíme.
Levioso!
Tak tohle nemám šanci. To mě zabil. A jenom kvůli tomu musím dát soustředit. Budeme si muset přečíst příručku nejdřív, než tam půjdeme.
Revelio.
No se už je trvali nahoře, no jenže. Tak jo, přečteme si příručku nejdřív. Lesní troll. Útoky trolla se vzorem švihu, hole, přední rukou a zadní rukou. Prolomí běžná štítová kouzla. Nejbezpečnější obranou je uhýbání. Vzdálenost před rozzuřeným trolem neochrání. Protože trhá kusy země a hází je na své cíle. Poté, co troll udeří holí o zem oběma rukama, přehodí flipendo směrem vzhůru. Bude mít větší páku než obvykle a pošle hůl do tváře trola. Aha, čímž mu zasadí silný úder. Úder vlastním balvanem trola zaskočí a učiní ho zranitelnějším vůči následným útokům. OK, takže si připravíme kouzla. Třeba hlavně, třeba hlavně to flipendo. Jestli ho vůbec máme. Ok jo. Depulzomit a nemáme flipendo. Leviosa. Flipendo máme zamčený ještě, to je v píči. Baročík se vrátíme asi, tak. To bychom mohli si ještě zjít na něj. Neviditelnost, jasně. Spolu chvíli budem to. Tak jo, baby, zkusíme ho zničit.
Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether.
Ty vole, to je sekec mazle zase. Jo, teď jsme mu dali, on si dal sám s tou svojí ručičkou. Ty, já jsem si naběh do klece. Ty pičo. Ty pičo. Jo piči, jste jeden pitomej. Teda trou. Pič. Vedle. No, tak to nebylo vedle, vole, pičo. Tyhle na ně nepůsoběj, tyhle ty pičoviny. To skoro mám. Tyba, dostanu ho. Tyba, dostanu. Hajzla jednoho. Jo, mám ho.
One less foul hulking brute.
Tak, teď jsem byl z toho hotovej. Za 7 lahviček mi zbyla jedna, no dobrý. Ale sejmul jsem ho, to je hlavní. To je lísopla. Oh yes, baby. To byla se výživný.
That's all the whole clumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased.
Děláme tohle rychle a mizíme. No, kudy jo? Řekni, že už tady nebude žádný, ty vole, kežby. Co to bylo za veve? Do piči. To je moc dlouhý dopis, to číst nebudu, to nedám. Tak ještě potřebujeme kolik dopisů? 3. Ještě 2.
This must be Sirona's box of letters.
Milá se, nepřijetí všechno neučík, narozenina moje. Aha. To jsou nějaký přáníčka. To bych celý
I
učil.
think that's everything. Sirona will be glad to have this back.
Takže tudy je východ, ale my se ještě tady podíváme, že tady jsou nějaký dobroty ještě. Prvky.
Revelio.
Vezmu tady ty houby, nebo co to je? Tohle máme otevřenou, OK.
Revelio.
Těch je tady dost, těch druhé, no, nevím, jak se k ním dostanu. Nějaký plot flovníků nebo co? Nevím. Žabníků, OK. Nevím, čím to bude dobrý. Nějakýhle tvary.
Revelio.
A ty tohle jsou až nahoře, asi. Tak jdem pryč, jo. To mě už natáčíme trošku díl. Zapovězený les, jo, aha. Dobrý. Jdem pryč. Ten troll mi dal, ty vole.
I should find Mrs. Sprottle. She'll be glad to get these hawk lumps.
Vrať se, musíme se vrátit, no. OK. Dáme si mapu. A budeme tam cestovat rychlejš, jo. A to bychom mohli projít, ale to není tak to nebezpečný.
Revelio.
Aspoň si pozbíráme nějaký houby. To prašivky.
It's a limited imagination, in my opinion.
Tak, už jdu s těma dopisama, ty vole.
Revelio.
To je další keř. Tyhle keře potřebujeme na ty vole, podle mě. Ty Merlinovy zkoušky.
Potato! I'll watch the light go out of your eyes.
No?
Depulso. Places.
Tak Faceclu, nemáš na mě šanci.
Come out before I find you.
Byl těžký ten stopař, co já na něj seru, ještě mě tady zabije. Dáme si mapku, já jsem si to neoznačil, musíme si to označit, kam chceme jít. No, to jdem dobře.
This place has seen better days. Revelio.
Tak, tady jsme už v bezpečí, tady jsme v prasinkách. Mám ty dopisy.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. I have good news. I was able to harvest some hawk clumps for you, and I found Sirona's box of letters.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion. And Sirona will be delighted to have those letters. How kind of you. Now you be careful heading back to Hogsmeade.
I should take this box of letters to Sirona. She'll be glad to have it back.
Potřebujeme mandragoru, třeba je hustá, to by mi pomohla v tom deformaci a zvýšit poškození kouzla, které piják vypije po omezenou dobu. Poškození, zvýší poškození. Lektor, který zvýší tvorbu obranu tím, že jo, tohle vím. Tohle potřebujeme, tu neviditelnost. Si koupím.
Hope they know what they're doing. Brooms.
Tak tam dolítneme. Ale nejdřív zkusíme tady to. To se ještě vyflákáme, tu Merlinovou zkoušku.
I know what that means. Merlin trial.
Potřebuji končit. Jo, už jsem lítat nemůžem. Kde ta stránka pojebaná?
Revelio.
No, tady letěla nějaká stránka, kde jsi?
Accio.
Tohle s okem, jak se otevírá? Nevím, ještě neumím moc. Okay. Jo, to jsem to volal.
Revelio.
Such a wee bairn being a thrashing to you. Oh, I can't believe it! Waltzing into the lolly house uninvited was a proper rude thing to do.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Whew. Sorry I'm in a bit of a tizzy. I was just scolding some of the plants for spitting and nipping. I suppose it's my own fault for putting more than 4 to a tray. By the way, Beatrice Green is the name, but you may address me as Madam Green. Welcome to Dogweed and Deathcap. Oh, mind you don't knock the mandrakes. Oh, if there wasn't the constant demand for antidotes, I wouldn't need to stock so many of the little dears. Except, of course, for curses. And, well, if you've been petrified, then obviously you've come to the right place. Mind you don't knock the mandrakes. Oh, if there's an uprooting, you'll be the next one to drop dead, and I'm in no mood for a clear-up.
že tu někdo zemřel? No, to mě nějaký zajímalo, kdo
Someone
zemřel.
died here.
Aye. Fortunate, really, that it was just the one. Now then, how may I help you today?
I think I'll just have a look around for now.
Very well. Let me know if you see anything you like.
What do you have for sale?
Well, what say we show you some of what's available?
Potřebuju tohle, no, to stojí 1000, jo. No jo, kompost bohatý na živiny, který lze přidat k rostlinám a zvýší tak jejich úrodu. No, já
You're a
bych něco
force to be
prodal.
reckoned with, aren't you? Scaring all the goblins away.
Když něco prodám, tak... Třeba tohle... A to je fialový, to se jmenuje, nevím, jestli to prodat. To je málo, za málo. To nebudu mít ten litr. To je škoda, to prodám, co je na to.
Doors always open. You be sure to stop by soon.
Zaběhneme do 3 košťat a ukončíme to. Tak, jsme tady.
Can't thank you enough for helping to save the village.
Hello, Sirona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some hawk clumps for her Wiggenwell potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aidan. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick?
It is! Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
Tak schválně si
One of the letters mentions Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aidan. Thank you, again, for helping her. And for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
To bylo vedlejší z toho úkolu. No tak jo, takže tady to u Košťatu končíme. Tak díky za sledování a budu rád za každý odběr, ať vás přibyde. Vás je víc a víc. A můžete nechat i like. Tak se mějte, čau.